What can we expect from Series 15 from Non-Editor's House?
Just so much. This year is packed. 1971 is packed with all sorts of changes, socially and economically and in medicine. And with childbirth, we see a premature birth, a very, very extreme premature birth, which they're able to handle. Ultrasound for the very first time, epidurals. If you think we've come from gas, well, before, gas and air and very sort of early days and just breathing, and now we've got epidurals. You see medicine move on enormously. You see the social issues again. There'll be, they deal with male breast cancer. They deal with slavery, modern slavery, which comes into a very kind of gentle family. It's very surprising. There's a mass of different stories. And for Sister Julienne, there's a sense which one saw at Christmas of her finding a new sense of where they might be able to go, of discovering what the things were that really sort of moved her. And she's very sort of, there's lots of hard decisions because it's quite difficult with the autonomy going from Non-Editor's House as to where they're going to go in the future. But I think she also finds a huge strength in her faith and just the realization that they have a place. It just seems to be a changing place.
Well, you've set us up beautifully because we have a little clip from this Sunday's episode where Sister Julienne is doing exactly that, facing a tough...
Lots of challenges, lots of change ahead. So plenty going on with Sister Julienne on the show. But actually, Series 15 is about 1971, a time where there was lots going on for you personally.
My world in 1971 was very, very different. I'd done Railway Children as a film, which had come out the Christmas before. We were actually showing the BBC one, which was a few years earlier, which was, I mean, it stayed a part of my life, Railway Children. But that came out in the Christmas. So in 71 itself, I went to Cannes because Walkabout was shown at Cannes. It premiered there. I did The Snow Goose. It was a really busy time for me. And I was 18 years old, and the world looked very different than it did to Sister Julienne.
It's an incredible testament to you to have been part of things that, most people... You mentioned those two things, Call the Midwife and the Railway Children. Everyone knows it. Like, they're part of... I've got to say, we've got in the studio... Louise is such a massive fan of Call the Midwife, and I'm sorry to make him blush, but Gary Rycroft is such a massive fan of you. You really have sat alongside people of all generations, haven't you? You must be incredibly proud.
I sometimes I'm amazed. I felt that my work I've been offered really wonderful things to do. I've been involved with a great many classics. I started when I was 11 years old. I didn't particularly see it as being my career. It was fun and took me away from school. And then when I was 16, I made 3 films in a row, and I decided that this is what I was going to do. I rather foolishly ended with my education at 17, and then found that there was nothing else I could do because I hadn't got that. And then I had those breaks at just the right time. I went into the theatre at 18. There was a lot of television to do, 16, 17, 18. And then I went into the theatre, I went to the National Theatre, then I went to the Los Angeles. And again, it sort of started again. So I've been lucky to bridge the gaps, have different work, and been involved with some really good stories which have come my way.
Let's talk about some of your co-stars in Call the Midwife. I think we were saying there's 125 babies in each series, which is a remarkable stat, isn't it? And obviously working with very new babies every day on set.
Yes, everything gets very quiet on set when the babies come around. It's wonderful. Sometimes, I mean, when you say 125, some of them are involved in the births and some of them are just when we're in the clinic as well. So there are a lot of babies. We get very tiny babies. Often there are twins, which means they're that much smaller. And, sometimes when they come on set, they're not completely settled. I must say, I love it when they're there. And I love to get hold of them and just give them a hug and a little bit of a rock and a little bit of a song and see them quieten down. And always before a take, if a baby is not completely settled, I'll just, we'll wait. They don't go action immediately. They'll wait until things are quiet and we're ready and baby's ready, and then we'll go.
We know we have a lot of new mums watching, Jenny. What's the recommendation then? What song settles an unsettled baby?
I'm afraid that it's kind of a sort of a doobie-doobie-doo type song. It's not. It's that sort of thing. It doesn't.
Doobie-doobie-doo.
It's not Rockabye Baby.
You've got me. I've gone. Hey, we've had Stephen McGann on Morning Live quite a few times. Of course, plays Dr. Patrick Turner on the show. And we asked him the obvious question of what you'd be like in real life if he was ever faced with a situation where he might have to help with giving birth. He said he wouldn't be the best person to ask. What would you say?
I have great respect for midwives, and if I got onto a train and I saw there was someone who looked like they might be full term, I will go somewhere a little bit further away in case anything happened, because I do not want that question. Can you help? You're a midwife. No, I pretend to be a midwife. Respect for the others, and I could hold a hand and I could ask them to breathe and I could do all of those, but there's an awful lot more to it than that.
Jenny's seen in a different carriage singing the Doobie-Doo song to herself quietly.
I love that insight, though, that they're sometimes twins, because whenever I watch Call the Midwife, I think, crikey, that's a new one. But they're twins, so they're smaller.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Well, yes, and also it means that if one of them is unsettled, you've always got the other. I mean, usually they've had a feed before they come to us. They're usually quite happy and sleepy.
It's very much like Gethin and I. Jenny, thank you so much. Call the Midwife continues this Sunday night from 8 o'clock on BBC One and iPlayer. You can't even say Call the Midwife without kind of having a big warm smile, because that's exactly what it does as a show.
What a success.